Hey everyone, so today we're going to read the story Too Many Tamales. Alrighty. Snow drifted through the streets, and now that it was dusk, Christmas trees glittered in the windows. So it's dusk. Still kind of looks like there may be a little bit of light outside. It's not completely dark yet. Dusk. So dusk means right before it gets dark, that little bit of light that we see, that's dusk. Maria moved her nose off the glass and came back to the counter. She was acting grown up now, helping her mother make tamales. Their hands were sticky with masa. "That's very good," her mother said. Maria happily kneaded the masa. She felt grown up, wearing her mother's apron. Her mother had even let her wear lipstick and perfume. "If only I could wear Mom's ring," she thought to herself. Why do you think she wants to wear her mom's ring? Why do you think she wants to wear her mom's ring? Maria's mother had placed her diamond ring on the kitchen counter. Maria loved that ring. She loved how it sparkled like their Christmas lights. When her mother left the kitchen to answer the phone, Maria couldn't help herself. She wiped her hands on her apron and looked back at the door. Oh, apron. You see this right here that she's wearing? Over her dress, it's called an apron. An apron is something that we use to cover our clothes, to protect them. From gardening outside, from cooking, from maybe working with Play-Doh or working with some kind of clay, paint. An apron is used to protect our clothes, mainly when we're cooking. "I'll wear the ring for just a minute," she said to herself. The ring sparkled on her thumb. Ooh, that's a nice ring. She's just gonna wear it for a minute. Nothing could happen, right? Maria returned to kneading the masa. Her hands pumped up and down. On her thumb, the ring disappeared, then reappeared in the sticky glob of dough. Dough, what is dough? I know a couple of weeks ago we made something called dough. Do you remember what dough is? Her mother returned and took the bowl from her. "Go get your father for this part," she said. Then the three of them began to spread the masa into corn husks. Maria's father helped by plopping a spoonful of meat in the center and folding the husk. He then placed them in a large pot on the stove. They made 24 tamales as the windows grew white with delicious smelling curls of steam. A few hours later, the family came over with armfuls of bright presents. Her grandparents, her uncle, her aunt, and her cousins, Dolores, Teresa, and Danny. Maria kissed everyone hello. Then she grabbed Dolores by the arm and took her upstairs to play, with the other cousins tagging along with them. They cut up pictures from the newspaper, pictures of toys they were hoping were wrapped and sitting underneath the Christmas tree. As Maria was snipping out a picture of a pearl necklace, a shock spread through her body. Uh-oh, what does she remember? The ring! She screamed. Everyone stared at her. What ring? Dolores asked. Without answering, Maria ran to the kitchen. Uh-oh, what is she going to go check in the kitchen? Why does she need to go to the kitchen? The steaming tamales lay piled on the platter. The ring is inside of one of the tamales, she thought to herself. It must have come off when she was kneading the masa. Dolores, Teresa, and Danny skidded into the kitchen behind her. Help me, cried Maria. They looked at each other. Danny piped up first. What do you want us to do? Eat them, she said. If you bite something hard, tell me. Is that a lot of tamales? Would you eat that many? The four of them started eating. They ripped off the husks and bit into them. The first one was good. The second one pretty good. But by the third tamal, they were tired of the taste. Keep eating, Maria scolded. Corn husks littered the floor. Their stomachs were stretched till they hurt. But the cousins kept eating until only one tamal remained on the plate. This must be it, she said. The ring must be in that one. We'll each take a bite. You first, Donnie. Donnie was the youngest, so he didn't argue. He took a bite. Nothing. Dolores took a bite. Nothing. Teresa took a big bite. Still nothing. It was Maria's turn. She took a deep breath and slowly, gently bit into the last mouthful of tamal. Nothing. Didn't any of you bite something hard? Maria asked. Danny frowned. I think I swallowed something hard, he said. Swallowed it, Maria cried, her eyes big with worry. She looked inside his mouth. Teresa says, I didn't bite into anything hard, but I think I'm sick. She held her stomach with both hands. Maria didn't dare look into Teresa's mouth. She wanted to throw herself onto the floor and cry. The ring was now in her cousin's throat. Or worse, his belly. How in the world could she tell her mother? But I have to, she thought. Why does she have to tell her mom? Why does she have to tell her mom about the ring? She could feel tears pressing to get out as she walked into the living room where the grown-ups sat talking. They chattered so loudly that Maria didn't know how to interrupt. Finally, she tugged on her mother's sleeve. What's the matter? Her mother asked. She took Maria's hand. I did something wrong, Maria sobbed. What? Her mother asked. Maria thought about the beautiful ring that was now sitting inside Danny's belly and got ready to confess. That means tell the truth and be honest. Then she gasped. The ring was on her mother's finger, bright as ever. The ring! Maria nearly screamed. Maria's mother scraped off a flake of dried masa. You were playing with it, she said, smiling gently. Oh, so what happened? Who had the ring all along? I wanted to wear it, Maria said, looking down at the rug. Then she told them all about how they'd eaten the tamales. Her mother moved the ring a little on her finger. It winked a silvery light. Maria looked up and Aunt Rosa winked at her too. Well, it looks like we all have to cook up another batch of tamales, Rosa said cheerfully. Maria held her full stomach as everyone filed into the kitchen, joking and laughing. At first, she felt like crying as she needed a great bowl of masa next to Aunt Rosa. As she pumped her hands up and down, a leftover tear fell from her eyelashes into the bowl and just for a second rested on her finger, sparkling like a jewel. Then Rosa nudged her with her elbow and said, "Hey, Niña, it's not so bad. Everyone knows that the second batch of tamales always tastes better than the first, right?" When Dolores, Teresa, and Danny heard that from the other side of the room, they let out a groan the size of 24 tamales. Oh. Why were they groaning? Oh. Then Maria couldn't help herself. She laughed. And pretty soon everyone else was laughing, including her mother. And when Maria put her hands back into the bowl of masa, the leftover tear was gone. How does Maria feel at the end of the story? How does she feel right here? Why? Why does she feel happy? How would you feel if you were Maria in the story? How would you feel if you lost your mom's ring? Why would you feel that way?